As you drive into Pop Century in your car or on the bus, you see this enormous Pop Century resort sign, which is so big and colourful out the front, and behind the sign is the drop-off zone for vehicles and the place where you leave your baggage, your suitcases and things. So let's go and have a look at that. So this is behind the Pop Century Resort sign. It's the drop-off zone for cars, buses, Ubers, everything like that. And over here is the luggage assistance, where you can leave your luggage until your room's ready. And this will be your entrance back to the reception type classic hall area. So this is telling us the park opening times today. It's telling us that Hollywood Studios is going to be only open till 8 tonight because of the Jollywood Nights party that I'm going to. So this is the reception. It's really crowded, so I'm going to film this for you another time. Well, hello everyone. I have now checked into Pop Century. Oh, it's echoey. And I am in the Pac-Man building, an 80s building, Pac-Man. As you can see, I've got room 9256. Let's give you a room tour. Magic band. Let's go. So the first thing you're going to see when you come in the room is this lovely Murphy bed, which at the moment looks like a table and chairs, but we're going to pull that down in a minute to get a Murphy bed. The main bed is like a queen bed. It's very big. It has on it the iconic Mickey cartoon symbols. The telly's reflected in there at the moment. Next to the bed we have some useful looking USBs and power sockets and a little storage cube. And on the bed, the housekeeping have kindly given me like a hidden Mickey towel decoration with a bow tie. And then this side of the bed has the hotel phone and another sort of storage cube, some pretty lights. Over here we have the Hey Disney console. Let's try it. Hey Disney, what's the weather like in Orlando?
In Orlando, Florida, it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather with a high of 83 degrees and a low of 61 degrees.
Had it not been for my hairy friend Chewbacca, I would never have made it out of Cloud City in one piece. Not that I did, of course, but thank you anyway.
How cool is that? Coming around here is just the other side of the door and my copious amounts of luggage and shopping. Oh yeah, by the way, spoiler alert, I bought the monorail today. So here's my window with some snazzy modern curtains. And over in this corner, I have a coffee machine, which they have supplied me with Joffrey's coffee sachets, some tea, some creamer, some sugar. And then these nice cups, and that's an ice bucket. I can get some ice. And under the coffee machine is your handy dandy drinks fridge, which is awesome. I'll be getting some waters for that. And then up here is my TV. Welcome, Reed family. Well, it's just one of me, Liz, but you know, thank you. And then under the TV on this storage unit, I've got 3 drawers for putting my clothes, and in this cupboard I have a safe. This is very much the same as All Stars movies. Quite a big safe. You could put a laptop in there and some other things. And then coming this way, we've got hooks for your coats and jackets, and the bathroom. I'll do a separate of the bathroom. So for the bathroom, we're going to have a sliding door that separates it from the bedroom. And then when you come in the bathroom, you can not only see me in the mirror, you can see a substantial sized deep sink with some nice bath soap, Disney Resorts sea salt bath soap, a shaving or makeup mirror on the wall there, some sockets, big mirror, and here we have a nice hairdryer with some tissues, some storage underneath the bathroom sink. We've got an ironing board should anyone want to iron on holiday, and in this cupboard an iron, and then just spare tissue products. And over here I've got my hanging space with quite a few coat hangers and more storage underneath for clothes. This direction I have another sliding door with a full-length mirror. Do my fit check in the morning. And here I have just my toilet with some towels, more towels on this wall. Then I have sliding doors to the shower, which have my H2O toiletries, and then a really nice shower with a big shower head. That'll be perfect. I did ask for a bath, but you can't win them all. I didn't get a bath. I do like to soak in a bath at the end of the day, but I may just go for a swim. It's so hot today. So basically that is the room tour of my room at Pop Century Resort 80s building. Oh, almost forgot the Murphy bed. Let's pull it down and have a look. So I've moved these chairs out of the way because I don't want to crush them or get them in the way. I am going to pull this down. Heave! Like Louisa. Strong, strong, strong. Oh, I think I've got a chair trapped under it. Hang on a minute. The chair is now removed, and my bed has the loveliest doggo, Pluto. Pluto is sleeping and dreaming of eating big bones, and he's got a smile on his face. So when the Murphy bed is down, that's what that looks like. You can have 2 double beds, or you can keep it up like I will be doing and have a table and chairs and have more space in the room. So there you go. Room tour, Pop Century Value Resort. So we've come to the S'mores campfire event at Pop. It's on every night 6 till 7. You come to Surfer Goofy and you roast your marshmallows. You can buy a s'mores kit and just join in. So we're going to do that in a minute.
It's 2. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. 14.
So you stand on these tie-dye spots, roast your marshmallows. We've got our little kits. We're going to see what's in them. Emma's got our sticks. Let's investigate. So we've met some friends at the Smores Night at Pop Century. What's your name?
Sophie.
Sophie and
Poppy.
Poppy. And we got our sticks and our marshmallows. Gonna roast them and make some Mickey s'mores. And here's Mum.
Hello.
How funny, met somebody from the UK already. Okay, let's go. Yeah.
I will let you guys know with the big ones.
Yeah.
They melt really quickly.
Okay, they melt really
They do not
quickly.
burn.
Okay.
You want
There
Daddy's
we
on
are.
fire?
Don't burn it. Apparently these big ones melt quicker.
So
What do you think? Is it good?
No.
You know, since yours didn't work?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Ginger.
Ginger?
You want just a marshmallow, don't you?
Mm.
So I'd like to peel the thing off.
You could have saved $6. Whoops. I just had a free marshmallow.
So,
I think it's good. Is it good?
so this is how you do it. So first you roast it, then
Yeah.
you pull off the excess, and then you eat the very, very sticky bit.
Mmm. Is it good?
Okay, my sticky bit.
We're standing on the tie-dye.
Ta-da. Oh, it needs to be.
I have no idea if this is melted enough or not.
Mine wasn't quite melted enough,
Yours wasn't
but
quite melted
it was
enough?
falling off
Okay.
the stick.
So this is what the s'more looks like. We've got the marshmallow, we've got the chocolate, it's all melted and gooey. Now we just have to eat it. What do you think, Emma? Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing a little review. What did we think of the s'mores at Pop? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it quite good? You didn't like the biscuits. But if you'd have had a different biscuit, would it be better? Or was it just that biscuit you didn't
I
like?
don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe it's
All right.
like the
marshmallows,
coconut.
though.
The coconut tasty. Yeah, I didn't taste coconut. But mine did fall to pieces. So the Mickey cookies are really cute. But the minute you put the melted marshmallow in them, they fall to pieces. They disintegrate. But we had baby wipes and we had fun. So for me, I think it was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it. Tasty marshmallow.
And anyway, who doesn't like playing with fire? We do.
Who doesn't like
So-
get sticky all over their fingers? I
think-
always get muddy.
If you come to Pop, you should do it. Do it. 4 out of 5. It would have more, except the biscuits.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Even
Oh,
though you
okay.
didn't like it.
You
I mean,
had
for the
fun.
s'more.
You had fun.
For the marshmallows, it was a 4 out of 5, but for me, it was kind of like a solid 4.5.
Okay.
10.
4.5 out of 10. Okay.
Corner Madonna.
Do the s'mores. It's an American tradition anyway, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm at Pop Century Hotel. The theme of this hotel is the decades, so 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and iconic sort of pop culture. So people decorate their windows, and if you do a good job of decorating your windows, sometimes housekeeping give you a rosette. So of course I want a rosette. So I was thinking, what could I do for Pop that shows I'm British as well? So I decided to design a Spice Girls 1990s pop iconic window, and I brought all the stuff from home. Here's the window. So I'm going to show you the window from the outside when I've finished, and I'm going to show you everything I brought with me to decorate the window, because it's already day 4 and I haven't had a chance to decorate my window yet, and I'm here like 11 days. So let's do it. So I brought with me from home a picture of the Spice Girls, which I just got off eBay or something. And as you can see, I think it's Geri Halliwell has her famous Union Jack dress on. And I have a Minnie Mouse plushie with a Union Jack bow, a Union Jack dress, and the cutest little Union Jack handbag. So she's going in the window. Then I have these iconic British Pavilion Epcot Union Jack rose ears. So they're going in the window because they're kind of like a bit USA for Epcot and a bit Britain for British Pavilion. I brought, of course, some Union Jack flags left from King Charles' coronation that I had up at my house. They will decorate the window. I have red, white and blue lights, which will switch on at night. Look at that. Brought those, brought the batteries, and just in case anyone doesn't understand the theme, I got this little sticker made, a window sticker that says Spice Girls 1990s. I'm going to stick in the window. So that's all of the stuff, and I don't want to make a mess, so I researched this a bit, and I bought some command strips to hang up some of this stuff in the window. I also bought the trusty old sellotape just in case the command strips don't do it all. And yeah, I feel prepared to make my window now. So there's the window, and when I've finished it, I'll go and film it from the outside for you. Okay, so here's my room at Pop Century, and this is what the window looks like, and I'm gonna get it decorated. Okay, here we go. Spice Girls 1990s. There's their picture. Geri Halliwell has the iconic Union Jack dress on, and I have Minnie with their iconic Union Jack dress on. Over here I have iconic Union Jack Rose and Crown Epcot ears, so they're my Disney touches. I have twinkle lights, red, white and blue, so they can be for America or the UK with the red, white and blue. I have my bunting Union Jacks for being British and for Geri Halliwell's iconic dress. So I do realise there's a lot of reflection on this window right now, but later on in the dark I think it will look better and I'll film it again for you. So it's now Saturday, it's November the 11th I think, and today I have Rebecca and her boys visiting me. They live nearby and we're going to have some fun at the resort, maybe go in the hippy dippy pool. So I have on my Pop Century ears, which are awesome, got them in the gift shop here, and this t-shirt, which I also really love, is from Disneyland Paris, but it seemed really groovy and appropriate for Pop and Florida. So I'm going to get on and enjoy my Saturday. So I'm in the 1980s decades block at Pop, and my particular corridor block part is called Airhead Tubular, and I have all these cool Pac-Man decorations on the outside of it. So let's go and see what else is in the 80s section of the resort. So my resort has a giant Walkman, which was a tape recorder machine that you could have for listening to your personal music, and that's what I see out of my staircase. Let's go and look at the front of it. So this is the gigantic Walkman outside my Pac-Man 80s building. This used to be where you put tape cassettes in, listen to the music. There's the headset. That way it says Yuppies, and it has pictures of people, more Pac-Man people. This way I got more Pac-Man and some break dancers for the 80s building. And here is another 80s building with Roger Rabbit on it. Then over here it has a ginormous computer, like a sort of old laptop from the 80s. And then this building has got To the Max, Radical, and more Pac-Man details on it. So this pool is designed to look like the screen of a computer, and in front of it there is a big computer keyboard. So I'm going to pull out and show you that. So this is the gigantic computer keyboard. You can see QWERTY along here and all the letters. And the effect is, if you look at it from really high, that the keyboard and the pool together make a sort of computer laptop. So hence the name Computer Pool. But you have to be up high to see the effect, I think. So that is the beautiful 80s section. It says here classic 80s, and there's some more break dancers. That's pretty much the 80s section of Pop, and it has these useful little signs you can find your way around. So this one is telling you the classic hall, which is like the reception, shop, quick service area. Where I'm headed is this way, 70s buildings this way, Skyliner's this way, and guest laundry would be back that way near the pool. So the 80s block where I am has a staircase with Rubik's Cube on it. That's the staircase that I use, and it has the same one the other side. I like coming up and down the stairs. We're coming up to the back of Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Let's have a look at them from the front. Here they are, the iconic Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Classic. And there's all sorts of iconic Disney things made into huge, gigantic features here, but this one's really beautiful. I love it. So coming up to the 70s section at Pop, they have these iconic cassette tape things. This one's easy listening. You can see the little bit of tape right at the top of it there. Let's have a look. See? Bit of tape coming out. So these are what you used to load in to listen to music. And this building has mood rings on it. See that? That's a mood ring. We used to all have those in the 70s. You used to put it on your finger. They would change colour according to what mood you were in. And this is another tape, gigantic tape, called 70s Stadium Greatest Rock Hits. It's called an 8-track cassette tape, and this one has some groovy platform shoes on the building, mood rings. This is all iconic 70s things, this block. So let's see what else they had in the 70s block. Of course, the iconic even game of Twister, which we all played in the 70s. So you have a spinning board, which you used to have in the board game, and you can spin it, and then say it lands on left foot, I know, left hand yellow, left hand red, right foot green or whatever. Then you have to literally get on the board and put your hand on left hand green or right leg red or whatever it tells you. It's just a very silly game. It was fun though. Also in the 70s building, we've got a giant game of table soccer. Some people call it foosball. We've got an iconic, enormous Mickey telephone, which I actually did have in my house in the 90s. I actually had that phone. And a huge, big wheel, which is like a little toy tricycle that kids used to have a lot back in the 70s. It was really cool and sought over. So here's the gigantic table soccer. When you score a goal, you move that across to show you've scored a goal. This one would be blue team against red team. And then this is the ball represented here. Obviously everything's gigantic because it's pop. There's the gigantic Mickey phone, which I really love. I think it's my favourite thing here. Probably because I actually used to have one. See, the base is the dial, the top is Mickey, and he holds the headset. So this 70s section is probably the nicest to look at, I think. Now you can see some people have decorated their windows. This window has been decorated for Cinderella and princesses. I decorated mine for 1990 Spice Girls. I haven't seen a lot of windows decorated, but some people do it. It's just a fun thing you can do to join in the holiday pop spirit and maybe entertain other people who are walking past. So yeah, that is classic 70s section. There's another game of Twister at the end here. And then we've got Surfer Goofy and the sports car, which is where they have the campfire that I'll also put in this vlog, show you the campfire they have between 6 and 7 in the evening. So at the end of the 70s block, there's another 8-track of Lone Horse. This side there's another 8-track that says Groovetown Industries Records. And then over here, the very, very iconic Surfer Goofy. And then this becomes the campfire, when they have the campfire and you stand on these little tie-dye spots to make your s'mores when they light it. So yeah, Surfer Goofy ends the 70s section, and this beautiful car. an amazing actual car, and it is a, I don't even know. Comment below if you know what this car is, but it's definitely a real car. I don't think it works anymore. It's just an iconic car. I think it might be a
Is that a star or is that a crab?
ooh, maybe that was the hole where you put the petrol. I don't know. So there you have it. That was the 70s section. Awesome. This is showing you the map of pop, the key to find your way around. And on the map, sorry to zoom in and out like that, it shows you've got 50s parking, 50s section, 60s parking, 60s section, 90s parking. That's where I am. No, I'm in 80s section, tell a lie. So you've got 80s section where I am, 70s section, 60s section which is near the Hippy Dippy pool, 50s section where my friend was staying in Lady building for Lady and the Tramp. And you might think that 90s building and 80s building are really far away from the central facilities, but in fact you can just cut across this car park and you're right by the classic hall. So I've found that little shortcut while I've been here. There's a gigantic yo-yo, that's in the 60s section I think. We'll do a proper film of the 60s section later. So as you come up to the classic hall, you've got a huge 90 for 90s, which is all metallic and modern. I'm a bit too close to that for you to see it. Let's have a look. It's okay, carry on. And then you've got a gigantic 80, which is in a sort of square, computery 80s style. That way's the Hippy Dippy pool. Here you have the 70 for 70s section, which is kind of done in a 70s style. Obviously you have the gigantic pop icon again here. Underneath this gigantic pop sign you go that way to the classic hall, which is the reception and shop and everything, and opposite that you have the Hippy Dippy pool and the Petals bar. And then this is my favourite icon to look at, the 60s done in tie-dye, and then the 50s done in a kind of 50s style. So there you have it, all the decades, 50s, 60s, pop, 70s, 80s, 90s. This way we're coming into the classic hall. Has the nice carpet that says Pop Century on it. And we're now in the lobby check-in sort of area with everything pop, which is the shop and quick service. This is the fast forward arcade. I think all the resorts, certainly the value resorts, have an arcade, and this one has some really cool machines. You've got your grab machines, got your massage chairs. You can make an engraved souvenir dog tags. You've got some pinball machines, got a gigantic Space Invaders, Guitar Hero, gigantic Pac-Man, a big table air hockey game, loads of things. It's really great. So this is a fun place to come and spend some time. My sons would certainly spend a lot of time in here if they were staying at Pop, that's for sure. Classic arcade machines, and that's right off the main reception. The shop is really, really good. I'll take you around the shop for a bit of a tour at one point. And we are now going to go into the quick service Everything Pop to get some nice Mickey waffles for breakfast. So we've come to Everything Pop for breakfast. This is the quick service. It's really busy because it's 9 o'clock. So you can see we have the options of waffle platter, Mickey waffles, vanilla pancakes, bacon, egg and cheese bagel sandwich, and that is the resort refill cup which I have. So yeah, let's get some breakfast. 3 weeks. So yeah, these are the resort refill cups. You buy one for $21.99. You can fill it up with hot and cold drinks the whole time you're here. So I have that. Here we're getting to the breakfast. Do you guys know what you want?
I think so.
Okay, you go first.
Okay.
Potato tots, scrambled
We're
eggs.
going to do the number 4, right? That you just told me, or did you say 5? Okay. Hi. Good morning. We're going to do a number 1, a number 2, and a number 4. Can I put you down so I can hold the tray? I'm being sensitive to mine. They're going to be a little hot, but when we sit down, they will cool off. So I'm going to hold on to this, okay? That way we don't lose our food on the floor.
So I got the Bounty waffle platter, and I'm going to fill up my drink from the refills. So I'm going to get some syrup and some butter, and I'm going to fill up my drink with a refill. I think I will go for coffee this morning, Joffrey's coffee. So let's do it. We have the Resort Blend, Joffrey's coffee. I normally get that in the morning. I normally get the hot chocolate at night. Gonna get me some nice creamer, and I have the sugar, so I just need some cutlery and I'm all set to go. I always get Bounty waffle platter, which Rebecca's got as well.
Yeah.
Then we've got a breakfast bagel with some tater tot things and Mickey waffles and bacon, classic. And oh, chocolate milk, and it has Woody on it. It has Woody on the box.
There you go.
So let's eat.
Here you go. You hear the sound?
Oh yeah! Let's go!
Uh-oh, you guys got stuck right in the middle. There you go.
Oh, go!
Oh, try.
So this way we're going to go to the 80s building 7 and the guest laundry, see what's over here. So the 90s building is going to be blue. The 80s, which I'm in, is pink. The 90s is blue. So let's see what the 90s building is like. There's a computer pool. So it's blue, it says here, keeping it real. It has some rollerblades, some CDs. 90s building 8. Let's have a closer look. So the 90s building is the one with this giant old style laptop on it. So that is cool. At the entrance to the 90s block there. And then more CDs on this building. And yeah, it says on it classic 90s. So yeah, pretty much the same as the other buildings, but just some different decorations. And next to that, I think we've got the guest laundry by the computer pool. So let's see what's in the guest laundry. So guest laundry has got some seating, some dryers, washing machines, sorry. Some dryers, some more washing machines, and some instructions there on how to do it. It's got a TV you can watch and a vending machine with some detergent in it. That's pretty much the guest laundry. So if you wanted to use that guest laundry, you would have to use your magic band to get in. So the 90s building has an enormous cell phone on it, which seems really old-fashioned to us now. They just used to have a green screen, they just used to text and call and nothing else. My first cell phone was very much like that one in the 90s. And then the 90s block has its own car park, which is here. So its own car park for the 90s block. You can park right up behind your building. So yeah, the 90s is blue, the 80s is pink. Now let's see if we can find some other decades and the Skyliner. So at the front of Pop Century, you're coming from the 80s building there to the right, you've got all the bus stops. Now the bus stops will take you to Magic Kingdom, they will take you to Animal Kingdom, they will take you to Disney Springs, but if you want to go to Hollywood Studios or Epcot, you get the Skyliner. So we'll look at the Skyliner in a minute. That's the pièce de résistance to Pop, really. So the Skyliner is really the reason why a lot of people like to stay at Pop, because you can get the Skyliner to Riviera, the Skyliner to the Caribbean Beach Hotel, Skyliner to Epcot, Skyliner to Hollywood Studios, and it's really a fast, efficient way to travel, especially when you're coming back at night. It's much better than the buses, faster. So next to the bus stops, you have these doors which will lead you to the Classic Hall, which is their name for reception. It's just called Classic Hall. There's the Disney Springs bus coming in and some other bus coming in, Magic Kingdom bus. And then you have these iconic decade signs, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, outside the front also, leading to the turning circle, the drop-off zone. The purple colour building is the 1950s. So you've got here a bowling pin, and I think these buildings are called Lady and the Tramp, after Lady and the Tramp movie. So let's go and see. So let's have a look at the sign. We've got 1950s bowling pin there that we just saw, and then a jukebox building there. You've got Lady building there, Tramp building there. Let's go and have a look. So here's the bowling pin buildings for the 50s, one either side. That's your staircases. And then I can already see a gigantic Lady over here from Lady and the Tramp. The 50s music was very much about vinyl records and radio. So here you have vinyl records and a transistor radio to represent the 50s. And your ginormous statue of Lady on that side. And this building here I think is designed to look like a kennel for Lady and the Tramp. And I believe it's got its own pool over here as well. So yeah, classic 50s, in case you don't know which block you're in. You're in the 50s. You're in the 50s.
Look at it.
So here is Tramp opposite his lady. So you might be in Tramp building. That would help you to find your room. And this looks like a bowling pin pool. So there's some bowling balls for decoration there, and people in the pool. And up there it looks like lockers where people store their shoes, and up there's a giant jukes box. So that's the pool for this section. The 50s section has got building 1, building 2 and building 3 and another guest laundry. So I would say 50s section is much bigger than say 90s section, because it's got more buildings, but it's quite a good location for being near the classic hall, and it also has its own pool, which is handy if you don't want to walk a long way to the computer pool or the hippy dippy pool. So the 50s building has these dancers, I would say jiving, which is appropriate to the 1950s. And just to the left of your 50s building you can see, I think it's called Horseshoe Lake, with the Skyliner going up and down. So like I said, the main attraction of Pop really is the access to the Skyliner, and you've got a lovely view here of the Skyliner going up and down, reflected in the lake, going that way to Riviera, Hollywood Studios, the Caribbean, Beach Hotel and Epcot. And you change, the hub is at Caribbean Beach, you change there for Epcot and Hollywood Studios. But that's the Skyliner, and you're going to share that with Art of Animation. And down there is the Skyliner station on the bridge where you get on and off. Really beautiful. I love the Skyliner. Very mesmerizing. So you've got a good view of another 50s block there that says Sock Hop Nice Wheels. Another view of the bowling pin pool, which is in fact shaped like a bowling pin, I think. And over here the guest laundry, which is made to look like the shoe selection for if you're picking and storing your shoes for going bowling. Here's a better look at the gigantic jukebox in the 50s section, really iconic to the era. You'll often see them in American diners and things like that. I can't even get it all in one frame. It's so big. Wow. Gigantic jukebox. So the 1960s section of Pop is this sort of orange and yellowy colour with a few greens popping, and it has the hippy dippy pool for the 60s section, and it's very much sort of disco, hippie. It's got the yo-yos, it's got Jungle Book. Let's have a look. The 60s section has a guest laundry, it has some bathrooms, and it has this outside seating area. It has a place where you can fill up your resort refill cups 24 hours. And Petals is the bar, the poolside bar. That's all in the 60s section. And you can get drinks, cocktails, soft drinks, I think even some snacks at Petals. And this way, the hippy dippy pool, which is always popular, and they have activities on as well during the day. So there's some more views of the hippy dippy pool. And the 60s section, it has this absolutely enormous Mowgli and Baloo from the Jungle Book, which happens to be my favourite movie. And if you want to stay in this 60s section, you'll be really, really close for the hippy dippy pool and the quick service and shop everything pop. And over on the other side there's a gigantic Play-Doh. Let's go and have a look. So here in the 60s section you have the giant pot of Play-Doh, which was one of the most popular toys in the 60s, and it has the huge lid there, a Play-Doh elephant and giraffe that someone's supposed to have crafted out of Play-Doh. And if you carry on this way, you've got 60s Building 4, Art of Animation Resort, and the Skyliner. And this says Classic 60s. So this is the second pool for the 60s block, which is a splash kids pool. It's very shallow and it has these water fountains in it. So I would say that one's aimed at smaller children. And it's right next door to the hippy dippy pool. The 60s building has these giant yo-yos for their staircases. So that's the blue yo-yo and the hippie peace anti-nuclear sign. The green yo-yo with the string on the top. And of course it says things like groovy and out of sight, because it's all about being hippie in the 60s. So as you've got the pools just behind those trees in the distance and the 60s buildings, you come to the pièce de résistance, the Skyliner. So if you stay in the 60s building, you are the handiest building for the pool, the hippy dippy pool, the handiest building for the Skyliner access, and the handiest building for the classic hall, quick service shop, all of that. So I would say the 60s building is probably the preferred location. If you're paying for preferred location, you're probably going to get that 60s building. This is going to the Skyliner, and we're right out of the 60s, right to the Skyliner. So we can see the beautiful Skyliner sort of cable car. The sky looks ominous. I hope it's not going to rain, but the Skyliner cable cars are going up and down from Pop Century and Art of Animation. They share this Skyliner hub, and like I say, you would have to change at Caribbean Beach Resort for Epcot and Hollywood Studios, because that's the hub. So across the other side of the bridge here is Art of Animation, where I stayed last year. Just for a change this year I wanted to stay at Pop Century. So here's the iconic Skyliner shared by Art of Animation and Pop Century. This is where you get on it. It displays the opening times. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to Hollywood Studios.
Please remain seated, supervise children, and refrain from smoking in the cabins. Thank you.
They're all decorated with different things. Peter Pan. Let's see a few come around. Monsters Inc. Beauty and the Beast.
For your safety, please remain seated, supervise children, and refrain from smoking in the cabins. Thank you. Para su seguridad, por favor,
I think that one is Pirates, based on the Pirates ride with the dog with the keys.
Gracias.
Yep, Pirates. And this one is Peter Pan and Wendy with Michael and John from Peter Pan. It's got Smee on the back and the crocodile. And there's another Pirates one. So as you can see, it's awesome. The Skyliner's awesome. So I got my own Skyliner because it's a quiet time of day. You can't see too clearly out of these windows because they have netting on, but if I get closer to them you can see out of them. But just to give you the tour, the Skyliner inside just has benches, it has doors like any other cable car really, and it has vents there but not air conditioning. And let's see if we can see through here. Iconic. We get right up close to the window. We can see the Skyliner coming and going through the window. Out of this window we can see some of Pop Century. We can see the iconic bowling ball that we were just coming past. The 50s building. And this way we can see the Skyliners going up and down back to Pop Century. I love it. And on the other side, that is Art of Animation. So here I am on my Skyliner. There's a pleasant breeze, as you can see, coming through these flaps up here. Doesn't have air conditioning, but you do get a nice breeze, and especially in the winter like this, these are really, really comfortable. Now we're just coming up to Caribbean Beach Resort, which is known as the Skyliner Hub. Because you have to change here to get on the other lines of the Skyliner. It's getting a bit shaky now as we come to a stop, and then they're going to let me out, which is going to be here, I believe, and I'll change lines. So that's where I got off. I think I had that Pirates one, the red one. And I'm now at Caribbean Beach Resort, which is the Skyliner Hub. And I have to get on a new Skyliner to get to Hollywood Studios. So the signs will tell me where I have to go. That way to Art of Animation and Pop, that way to Riviera Resort, Epcot and Hollywood Studios, which is where I'm headed. So I did an absolute classic. Because I was vlogging and concentrating on this film, I got on the Skyliner to Epcot instead of the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios. Because when you're filming, you're thinking about talking, filming, focusing, everything, and because of that I got on the wrong Skyliner, but never mind, I just had an extra Skyliner ride to Epcot and back, and I'm now headed back to Caribbean Beach, and I can get on the right Skyliner that I meant to get on in the first place to Hollywood Studios for my Jollywood Nights party. So I just got off the Skyliner here at Caribbean Beach. It has its own Joffrey's coffee shop at the Skyliner station as part of Caribbean Beach, and all of that is Caribbean Beach Resort, which is the Skyliner Hub. And like I said, I got on the wrong line and ended up at Epcot when I really want Hollywood Studios. So I now have to put that right and head over the right hand side here for Hollywood Studios, because I got on the wrong one before. Now I'm good. Hollywood Studios, enter both lanes. Let's go. That was Groot and Rocket, Huey, Dewey and Louie. Uncle Scrooge. This one is Nemo with the little turtle. More plain ones, they don't all have a picture on. This one's Coco from the film Coco with Miguel.
I don't know, I'm telling you, their Wi-Fi's pretty good.
For the first time this trip, it's actually raining a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. But there is rain. So people are hesitating to leave the Skyliner station because of the rain. So here's the Skyliner at Hollywood Studios, which is very much styled to match the Hollywood Studios 1950s style building. Like I said, it's now raining for the first time this trip. Hopefully not for long, but just so that you can see, this is the Skyliner for Hollywood Studios, the Skyliner station, and the Skyliners are going off in that direction to Caribbean Beach Resort. That pretty much ends everything to do with the Skyliner. And back here, Hollywood Studios in the rain for my Jollywood nights. Let's hope it stops raining before the party. Oh my goodness, look what I just spotted outside Pop. Yep, it's the D100 character bus. I think that means the characters are in their D100 costumes in reception to meet guests, so I'm going to check it out right now. Let's see where these characters are, if they are here. I see Pluto already, I see Donald already. Oh my goodness, right here in the lobby. How cool is that? Pluto and Donald. Yay. So that was gutting. I just missed Donald and Pluto for a meet. I mean, I saw them, but they said they had to go and no more characters were coming back. But hey, at least I saw them for a second. So this is the store, everything shopping and dining. I'm going to just show you around the store at the hotel. We're starting off with a Christmas display. We've got Christmas sweatshirts, Christmas train set, Christmas snow globe, plushies, decorations. Around this side, advent calendar, candy floss, a countdown ornament, Rice Krispie treats, some more chocolate, and I'm not sure what this is for $19.99. Let's have a look. Peppermint bark, yummy, yummy. I might need some of that. A Stitch plushie, and of course all these badges. You've got Pop Century with Roger Rabbit popping out of the Christmas stocking. You've got Laughing Stitch in his car. You have got a Christmas wreath for the snowman, Alice and Cheshire, Little Simba, Star Wars, Aladdin's genie. Yep, loads of pins. Over here we've got all the homewares, so anything you can need for your kitchen. Loads of mugs, loads of cups, cutlery, snacks, lollipops, more snacks. Then you've got things like tea, coffee, biscuits, crackers, snacks. You've got all the medical stuff in case you forgot it and you need some emergency supplies. They've got all of that at all the resorts. Anything you might need, they've got small packets of in case you have an emergency. Got drinks in the fridge, more souvenirs. Over here they have a whole load of Magic Plus bands. Really good ones. So there's plain ones, ones with pictures, a new Minnie Mouse one. They sell luggage, they sell pins, they sell lanyards. That's that half of the shop, and then there's another half to the shop as well. So in this half of the shop there are Christmas spirit jerseys, Christmas ears, Christmas plates, crockery, cookie cutters, some sort of mug and coaster, the Christmas hoodie again, a Christmas Grumpy t-shirt, Walt Disney World Christmas t-shirt, a Stitch Christmas t-shirt, I think that's in kids size, a tree skirt, Christmas stockings. Over here loads of clothes, any clothes you could want for adults or children, some nice bags, cute little stockings, little wine stopper corks, Christmas gift tags, Christmas cards. I think I'll be getting some of those Christmas cards, I like them. More clothes, spirit jerseys, hats, swimming things, lovely winter fleeces. My personal favourite, Skyliner merch. So little mini versions of the Skyliner to take home as ornaments. Skyliner t-shirt for adults, which I have. Skyliner t-shirt for kids. And another Skyliner t-shirt for adults, which I bought myself. Over here is the Pop Century merch. You've got a t-shirt, which is sadly just for kids because I like that one. A long sleeve tee for adults. A hoodie for adults, a water bottle, and of course the classic Pop Century ears, which I bought myself. I got those. That's the back of the adult long sleeve tee. That's the water bottle. And then they have Pop Century hanging decorations of the giant Mickey phone, of some magnets, and of course the toy monorail, which I have also bought myself. Here's all the D100 merch, towels, Loungefly, toys, bags, hoodies for kids, spirit jerseys, t-shirts for kids, ears, more ears, hats, plushies, toys, more hats, more plushies, more toys, all of the Ely stuff. I Love You Forever. This one is a new arrival. It's a Christmas set with 2 girls and a boy. So they're fun. You dress up your dolls as if they're going to the park. They have their little mini ears and accessories. Over here, a whole load of munchlings. Over here, a big fan you can clip to your baby's stroller. Baby bibs. A baby stroller. A Duplo castle. A gigantic play castle. A huge cruise line ship. And these doors here lead outside to the buses. And back this way, if you walk through the shop, just look at all those Loungeflies and all these ears. You can get alcohol, if you're over 21. Oh yeah, let's have a look at the Christmas lounge flies. Christmas ears, Christmas lounge flies. And all you have to do is walk straight through the shop from there and you're at the quick service, everything pop. And there's loads of these fun pressed penny machines everywhere. This one has my favourite, Jiminy Cricket, also Minnie, also Thor. So you just pay your money. You get one for $1 or three for $3. And they provide the penny. So yeah, now we're into the quick service, which I showed you when we had breakfast yesterday. So I will put that in for this vlog. Radical. Pac-Man is rad. Airhead. Tubular. Groovy. That's my Pac-Man block. I love it. So let's explore the classic hall at Pop, where the check-in and lobby are. So on the right there's just a lovely seating area with a twinkly star over the top, really beautiful. That's the whole overview of the classic hall. In here you've got the information of all the activities at Pop, telling you about the fast forward arcade tournament, poolside activities, Mickey tie-dye, make your own yo-yo, groovy campfire. I went to the groovy campfire, I'll definitely insert that vlog. Boombox bingo, movies under the stars, all the information. So this little room to the right of the classic hall reception is the kids zone, and this is where your kids can play while you're checking in or talking to the cast members. And it has these lovely petal flowers all over the floor. It's got some kids art up on the wall and some little seating for the kids. I think this one's even a hidden Mickey. And then decorations for the kids on the wall. And TV they can watch, so that's the kids zone. So all the decades are represented along the wall. Let's start with the 1950s. It's got some memorabilia from the 1950s. Some comics, some toys, some vinyl, a funny game, the game of Cootie, that must be an American one. It's got the iconic photos of the Mouseketeers, the Mickey Mouse Club. It's got a jukebox, also representing the 1950s. And some bowling shoes and bowling balls. All of these things are also represented in the accommodation for 1950s. Now we get to, I think this is the 60s. You've got some roller skates. You've got a mini TV. You've got the Betty Crocker's cookbook, an old-fashioned looking clock. This is very much the era of my mum when she was a young adult, the 60s, and I was born in 66. My mum had some skirts just like this one, like circle skirts. Now we're at the 1970s section, represented by a monorail game, a basic skateboard, Play-Doh, a game of concentration, Flintstones lunchbox, music, a radio, Beach Boys. This is all the 70s memorabilia, some groovy clothes. This is the 60s, I think, actually. Hippy dippy pool decorations, hippie stuff, commemorative space stuff and coins. The Beatles, of course. Yep, this is the 60s. Space Cadet lunchbox, some alien stuff, a Zeppelin toy, some space astronaut toys, Route 66, road trips. Now I'm pretty sure we're getting to the 80s. Disco Mania, Rocky Horror Show, Star Wars, some toys up there, Big Bird, music, Mickey Mouse, of course, opened in the 70s, so this is all about Magic Kingdom opening. We've got a trim phone. We definitely had a trim phone in our house. Calculator, an old-fashioned, I think, Polaroid camera. Some groovy disco clothes from the 80s. A wheelie scooter, big wheel scooter, like a tricycle, which is represented in the 90s block or 80s block, I think, here. I want to say this is the 80s as well, but I'm not sure. With the Simon, we definitely had that Simon game. My Little Pony, Rubik's Cube. Oh, this is the 80s. We've got Arnold Schwarzenegger's Total Body Workout. Some aerobics. I definitely did aerobics and Jane Fonda workouts in the 80s when I was actually at school. Wonder Woman. There's some very early gaming machines up there. Of course, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Elton John, pop icons, Tina Turner of the 80s, and best of all, see a very old video camera. My father-in-law definitely had that. Sony tape deck. Yes, I just want to tell them. I'm 90% sure that's the 80s. I think we're now in the 90s, the new romantic era even. Animation progressed, Beauty and the Beast. There's an early laptop, an early phone. I definitely had one of those phones. McDonald's things, iconic. Toys, Power Rangers. My children had all of these toys, literally. These are definitely 1990s toys. My sons had all of these things, I'm sure of it. Dick Tracy lunchbox. Dreamcast games console. Simpson Mania. Skateboards. Of course, there's everything pop. And along the other side, let's have a look. The other side behind reception has pictures. So we have pictures of the 1990s. We have pictures of the 1980s. Fun fact, I was actually married in 1988. I was 22. So that's kind of my adult era, the 1980s. Then we're coming up to the 1970s. And of course, Walt Disney World opened in 1971. These are some fun photo props you can use to have your pictures taken in the classic hall, either with a photo pass photographer or just take your own photos. And the 1960s photos, football games, huge stadium concerts, and finally 1950s, which always makes me think of my mum, with some dancing, some bowling, a drive-in movie theatre. Of course, there's a drive-in movie theatre restaurant in Hollywood Studios called Sci-Fi Dine-In, and then some really cool photopass frames you can use to have your picture taken at Pop. It's really awesome. So that's the classic hall. One end are the doors to the baggage storage and the taxi place. The other end, everything Pop.